They've
Okay.
already applied. If they haven't applied, then they just have to wait until that 66 marks in 6 months. And then they can apply. But the process is still the same. Basically, it's just the age limit has increased.
Recording? All right. Hey, what's good? What's going on there, everybody? You already know who this is. And it's definitely a fair utmost highest goddess herself. Shari come back at you once again here at the P.E.G Podcast. That's positive energy generation, because we that for life. Choosing the positivity through all the negatives going on in the world. And I promise y'all, on this episode, there was some negativity. All right? I promise you. But we're going to keep it moving, man. So life be lifing. So we're going to bring on the guest for the day for this special episode. We got one of my favorite cousins. If you didn't see that episode with Malachi the Great and Huncho Quan, favorite cousin, you need to go check it out. Because I got one of my favorite cousins on here. All right, so I'm biased on this episode. I promise you, I'm biased. So today on the P.E.G Podcast, man, we're featuring the founder of Pinnacle Disability Services, LLC. And, man, this services is amazing. It's an accredited disability representative who has spent decades advocating for people with disabilities and military personnel. Me, you. Yeah, for all of y'all serving the military. You, me, us. All right, so not only veterans, but she has a compassion with everyone that needs help with disability. All right, so this has went over into her business, and she has a 96% approval rate. All right, so it can't get any better than that. Passionate about her people. So without any other, she transforming lives all over the world. So I'm biased, like I said. So without any further ado, I got the one and only, my favorite cousin, MySherri Williams in the building. Let's go.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. That was a great introduction. I love it. I love it. You just gave me a lot of positive energy. I felt it flowing over. Thank you so much for uplifting me in that manner.
You're welcome. We're on a new leaf, y'all. I promise you, before we get started, man, make sure you press that follow button. Follow, because you never know who this may change. Share it with at least one friend. And for all y'all disability people, right here, right, click that bell. Because I'm telling you, going to give you some knowledge, all right? All right, we're going to tap in with MySherri. So before we get started, tell everybody a little bit about MySherri and how we get here.
Okay, so I am the founder and CEO of Pinnacle Disability Services, where we represent clients who have applied or been denied for Social Security disability benefits. That includes veterans as well, or military personnel. We've been in business for about 15, 20 years, and we just dedicate our time and resources to people who need disability benefits, and we just try to get them approved as fast as we can.
Right. So it's not just, like you said, just military people, it's disability in general.
Yes, disability in general, yes.
Okay. So did you know this is what you want to do as a child, or?
No, actually, I stumbled across it. Being my mother had an impairment, she became ill, and then eventually she was disabled. So I just helped her maneuver that process. In helping her, I found out how difficult it was, how lengthy it was, all of the paperwork and things like that. And she was getting frustrated because she couldn't keep up with all of the deadlines and things like that. So as her daughter, I stepped in to help her through that process. And doing that, I realized that there was definitely a necessity for it in my community. Thereafter, I ended up assisting family members, friends, a lot of the community. And then here we are today with Pinnacle Disability Services.
That's what's up. So it started off with your mom. So your mom being your first client, you've seen a lot of things. I'm pretty sure there were some trial errors. So as this being your first person that you represented, how does your work from her transfer into your clients today? Because that was your first one.
Yes, it transferred because I was able to learn everything I could and everything that was out there available about Social Security disability benefits and what it means to apply and get awarded. So I just applied all of the knowledge that I accumulated through the process of handling her claim and just took it into my everyday task with my clients moving forward.
So you stepped into that role, right? It wasn't what you was doing at first, was it?
No, it was not at all. I decided to take it and make a career out of it by representing her. And then, like I said, it was a need in the community. There was so many people had questions about disability benefits. What do they need to do?
Right.
When impairment strikes, you never know what it might be. All you know is that you're disabled and you need some type of income and resources. So I just put together Pinnacle Disability Services, and we've been rocking and rolling since that time, being advocates in the community to bridge that gap between disability benefits and the Social Security Administration.
I love it. But people do have a lot of questions when it comes to Social Security. You can see that now, talking about how Social Security can change coming into the new president, former president Trump. So how did that actually plays a part coming to him as being the president again?
Well, it doesn't change much. They did just pass a bill a few days ago, maybe, where they are increasing benefits for the PERS, the state employees, from the fire departments and things like that, where they were a percentage of their benefits was taken because they were. So they've given that back to over 7 million people. So that's a great plus. And also there will be other changes that will come forth in January with the increasing the Social Security Administration protocol and how they process claims. A lot of people are working from home and things like that. So they're just trying to find it and make it as easy as possible. And hopefully those changes will benefit the advocates as well as the clients.
So people that's like right now, they already got their Social Security. They're like, man, I made it to that age. And now they're hearing that, Social Security age has been raised. Is that a scare for them? Do they have something to worry about?
Not necessarily, but they won't have to reapply or anything like that. They'll just continue with the case they have. If they've already applied, if they haven't applied, then they just have to wait until that 66 marks in 6 months. And then they can apply. But the process is still the same. Basically, it's just the age limit has increased.
Okay. So if a person has not already applied for Social Security, but they're 66, coming into the new year, they just have to go ahead and apply, and that's it?
Yes, they just need to go ahead and apply, find someone to represent them, as most of the cases are approved with representation. I wouldn't recommend going at it alone. So go ahead and find someone, Pinnacle Disability Service, give us a call, and we can definitely assist you with any questions, concerns, and filing that application, as well as the appeals.
What are some challenges have you seen with people actually filing for Social Security on their own? Because I definitely did it myself the first time, and I got denied. I'm going to let y'all know I got flat out denied. They're like, you too young for these issues. But I am an old man in the inside, old woman in the side. So I got a bad body. But they didn't care. They're like, look, you're too young for this. So how did that actually, affect you when you actually do it by yourself?
Because most of the time, the way the questions are answered could hinder a person. As some of the questions are, what do you do all day? Can you sit through a church service and things like that? And if you say yes, in their minds, you can sit at a desk job and work. If you can sit through a sermon, if you can sit at home watching television, you may say things like that, thinking, oh, okay, I can't do anything because I sit down. In their minds, well, you can get to a desk job and have a seat and work. So even if you have an impairment, you just want to be mindful to say, how does this impairment affect me from working? Can I hold an 8-hour a day, 40-hour a week job without being absent unexpectedly, without having to go to the hospital 2 and 3 times a week and things like that? So we just try to make sure that is documented properly. And when you do it on your own and you may not have that insight, you can just answer those questions. You're thinking you're helping yourself, but it's actually hindrance.
Right, because I was definitely hindering myself. So look, call them up. All right, get those questions asked, man, so they can answer you, because I am not a professional and you are not a professional. And it's like, getting out of the military when you be going through the disability, it's all about how they put it in your paperwork, paperwork, it matters. So you don't do just veterans, you do people in general that has disability. All right. So what about the veterans? The veterans that come in, they say, hey, I got 100% or I got 30%. I'm not going to be able to get anything. Should they still apply, or how should that work for them?
Yes, they should still apply. You don't necessarily need to wait until you get 100%. You can start if you have an impairment, any impairment that is disabling where you cannot hold that job. You need to apply, because the VA and Social Security has different metrics that they use to deem a person eligible for benefits. So any impairment that you have, you don't have to wait until you're 100% disabled to apply. I remember years ago where if they were 100% disabled and they had that letter saying that, it was an easy approval. But now, because of the particular impairments that are used, you can be 100% from the VA, but you can still work in the eyes of Social Security. So that paperwork does help, but you still have to have in your medical records the extent of your impairments and how they affect you every day.
Okay, I mean that looking at myself, I can say that is so true. I mean that's so true because they was like, well, it doesn't matter about nothing that happened in the military. I'm like, dang, right? Gee, that's hard. Like I sacrificed this body for y'all. I'm just kidding. But in all, there's a lot of veterans that's in that position that feels like they can't get the help that they need because the military is a lot of wear and tear, other than what people think. Like it's a lot of wear and tear. Have you seen, well, I'm pretty sure, working with a veteran, what is the most challenging thing you've seen them face?
Working with veterans, the most challenging thing I've seen them face is just afraid to apply. Mm-hmm. A lot of times they're unaware that you can receive VA benefits as well as your Social Security disability simultaneously together. They're not aware of that. So as an advocate for disability and veterans, I go to the military bases and I promote to let them know, hey, just to educate them on that. We're now partnered with the military bases as one of the preferred customers, one of the preferred clients to represent cases with disability benefits. So that helps a lot. And just to educate them to say, hey, apply. It won't hurt to apply. You'll never know until you do.
That's crazy. How do you see Pinnacle Disability Service growing in the next 3 years?
In the next 3 years, we are steadily growing. We started out with a one-man crew, as they say, and we have employees, and we're still growing. The cases are still coming in. We're now advertising on the military websites, my base with the military, and we're also online. We're on social media. MyDisabilityExperts.com is our website. Our telephone number is 202-996-2550. You can reach us either way. If you have questions, we'll be glad to answer. Consultation is free, and we don't charge anything unless we get your case approved.
I mean, look, bruh, look. She just told y'all ain't even got to pay nothing up front. All you got to do is apply, and if you get approved, then you pay. Right. You ain't even got to leave the bed. I'm just saying, it's so easy.
Yes, let us take that burden off, and we make it easy as possible. We just ask that you have a working telephone or some type of way where we can communicate, and that's it. It's just a simple. That's it. Just have a working telephone so we can call you.
It ain't gotta be an iPhone. It could be a little church phone. It could be a house phone. Flip phone. Hey, long as they communicate, it don't matter. It don't matter. So look, go get those coins. Get the crumbs about the table. Leaving some money on the table. I like that you talked about that because I didn't know that either. Coming in, my wife told me all the time, why come you 100%? You don't know nothing. I don't know. Like, I don't know. When I ask questions, the answers don't ever come out. It'd be an answer over here. It'd be an answer over there. It'd be so many answers. I just be like, but I like that you're actually giving the real.
Absolutely. It's a lot of information out there. Some of it is misleading. Yeah. Like I say, just find first and ask those questions. And like I said, if we can't give you an answer at the moment, rest assured, we will research and make sure that we have an answer for you that streamlines and is aligned with what you want your results to be.
So y'all available 24 when it comes to the client himself.
Yeah. Yes.
Awesome. 24. Absolutely. Call Tyrone right now. 555. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But I love it.
That's the part.
Say that one more time.
That's what stands us apart from the other companies. We are available. We pride ourselves on being available.
Also, that's what makes Pinnacle Disability Service different from all the other disability services.
Absolutely. And the knowledge that we exude and the resources, we were trained by an administrative law judge. So we have the insight from the judge and what they expect when we go in front of them. We have the insight from the Social Security office, from our employees who have retired. They have that knowledge. And we also have myself, who has been practicing disability benefits for 25 years now, 25, 27. Oh. So we have a collaborative knowledge here that we put into every case. Every morning we have meetings with this entire staff. Any difficult cases that we have, we bring it to the table and we all weigh in our knowledge on this case to make the best decision moving forward. So it's not just one person working on your case. You have over 45 years of experience working on one account. So we strive on professionalism, consistency, and just getting the job done.
I like that you said that Judge Muse was able to help you in a lot of areas. Y'all are
Yes,
connected with not just the Social Security, but y'all are connected with the judges, and
yes,
that way it helps with knowing the case hand in hand. You know,
absolutely.
what are some things that you say that Judge Muse? Shout out to Judge Muse. I'm saying doing the thing, but what did you say that you learned and that you have taken to your practice now that you learned from Judge Muse?
Okay. I learned from him, rest his soul. He has
Look at
passed away,
me.
but he lived through all of us that was under his leadership. He taught us just to be consistent, be professional, be consistent, and be available. A lot of these clients, they're depending on us. They don't have income or resources. They can't work.
She's giving y'all definitely valuable tips. So if you're a veteran, you disabled, or you were trying to get off work, you became disabled, whatever, call
Yes,
her, ask the questions, man. Questions come a long way. If you don't ask, how would you know? And she said
absolutely.
she's free. You ain't gotta pay. You ain't gotta
Nope.
pay.
We don't charge unless we get your case approved.
Right. So
Yep.
you talked about how you guys are there for the clients, y'all there for them 24/7, around the clock doing things. You also talked about beforehand you was a one band man when it came to putting all this together. So how is that experience, watching yourself go from being the one doing everything from point A to point B to now having a team? How is that?
It's actually really nice. It's on one hand, you're relieved that you do have someone else to delegate to, but on the other
Right.
hand, it makes you want to be in control and just see everything and still have your hands in everything that happens from the start of the morning to whenever that time is where we feel like we want to close our eyes. So I'm still involved. I'm still involved with day to day. I still can ask questions. I'm still constantly training. We have training sessions once a month where we just go over things that has happened and changes that's happened in the Social Security Administration, any laws that they passed,
Yeah.
anything different that we need to do as advocates. I make sure that I keep my team abreast on those changes so that we can be the best advocate that we can be for our clients.
I like that. I like that. But how do you actually decide, like, I'm doing all this now? I went from juggling and everything to now I'm being like micromanaging, making sure things get done. You still have somebody has to wear. How do you keep yourself intact, your sanity, and still be able to do all these things for everybody else?
Just take one day at a time, one step at a time. As the saying goes, the easiest way or the best way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. So
Right.
I really take that to heart, and I try to practice it all the time. As being a company CEO, you want to do it all. You want to have your hands in everything. You want to make sure that it gets done immediately, and sometimes that's not the case. So
Yes.
I try not to bite off more than I can chew, and I want to stay focused. So I just take a little bit at a time and just keep being consistent, and things end up flowing properly and getting done.
It has to flow. Because then at that point you're forcing, if you ain't flowing. So I
Yes,
like that. That's a good way to energy flow. That's what happens. So I like that you're being able to keep yourself positive, still while helping others, because you need a
yes,
balance. You can't pour it in your own cup, then how you expect somebody, pour in your
absolutely.
cup. So I like that. Some people be pouring toxic stuff in everybody's cup. All right. Keep that to yourself. Okay.
Where
But
you're
I
doing a
like
great job with keeping positive and keeping that energy up. So big ups to you too. I
thank
know you spoke about us being cousins and related, and I'm your best cousin, and you are mine as well. I've watched you grow from a little girl up until now, and you are doing a phenomenal job. So keep
thank
up
you.
the good work with the positivity. I'm here for it. I love it.
We need it. Like, as you can see, everybody comes on here and they speak that one thing and they say, I needed positivity to get past this. Like, all my environment is negative, or I was in a bad environment, but the only way I can get past this is to stay positive. So it's
Yeah,
like we live in negativity. Two negatives equal to a positive. So I'm not
yeah,
making nothing up. You know what I'm saying? It's there.
right.
It
Yeah,
just we have to be reminded,
you have to be reminded, and that's
have
that's
to
a
be
good thing
reminded.
that you're doing. Your energy is always uplifting, so keep up the good work.
Thank you. Look at that.
Mhm.
Look at me. You understand? All right, let me stop. Let me stop. But I like it. The whole thing, that you're doing is helping people. I love that, you saw a need where when your mom needed help and you was like, okay, I want to be there through her process and then help other process. What is the most challenging
Correct.
case that you faced that you have learned a lot from?
One of the ones that comes to mind quite frequently is I had a young lady. She was a younger individual. She had a 12th grade education. She had an RFC of heavy, which means she did a lot of heavy lifting in her previous jobs. So it was difficult to get her approved from the strenuous level of her being a heavy lifter, that they were always saying that she could do light work and things like that. But most of her impairments were mental. So on some days, her medications helped. On other days, they didn't help so much. So it was difficult to get her approved because of her age and her RFC. So we just continued to work. And the most challenging part was just keeping her motivated, keeping her insightful on things and letting her know not to give up. We're here for you. Let us take the burden off. We don't want you to worry, things like that. So in this position, you become a counselor, a therapist, a mentor, all of the above when it comes to these clients, and we're here for it. So she was approved, and she still calls to this day and thank me. And she always says, if anybody else I know that needs disability benefits, I will definitely send them your way. And it was pleasing to know that she believed in us enough to let us continue to handle the case. She didn't give up. And now she has benefits where she also has her medical benefits where she can get the treatments that she needs.
Hey, out here doing the work, man. I love it. I love it because I'm pretty sure you got your head out, and the client's crying. You over here trying not to cry.
Correct.
I get it.
Lights are out. We don't have any food. My children are hungry. We hear it all, and we're that lifeline and that hope and that bridge for those people. So we're doing everything that we can to make sure that process for them is as less frustrating as possible.
All right. And gonna put that out there. I didn't know Judge Mills has passed away, so I'm gonna say I'm sorry, but I'm still gonna say shout out because without him or people that have been in the in your path that have gave you that tip and some game, they wouldn't without them it wouldn't be where you are today. So still shout out to Judge Mills, but RIP because we're all gonna leave here one day, but it's the legacy that we leave, the impact.
Absolutely.
So
and he definitely he definitely left the impact on us and the staff under his leadership. He always said that he will teach us everything that we want to know and need to know about Social Security disability, and he did. So 26 years later, here I am with a career and just living out what he taught and instilled in me. Yes.
Went from a one-woman band to a team. You feel me? Like everybody wants that. That's the entrepreneurship. Every entrepreneur goal is to have a team. Right now, you're juggling a million things by yourself. You the one that gotta answer the calls. You gotta look at the emails. You gotta do all this. You're like, man, by the time respond. By the time noon come, you tired. You're tired. You're beat. And I'm like, now I gotta step into customer service role. I gotta be a CEO. I gotta be employee, all of that. So with the entrepreneurs looking at you and they're like, man, she has done so much and then she's grown her team, she's helping people, and I want to do the same. What advice can you give to entrepreneurs to keep going until they get their team?
Just keep learning. There's so many resources out there, so much knowledge out there. Just learn as much as you can so that you can be the best advocate. And Social Security is forever changing. They're always implementing a new rule. They're changing this. They're doing this. Just stay abreast with your classes and your courses and all of the knowledge they have out there. All of the seminars that are out there available. Attend as many as you can and just keep moving forward.
And as we continue to move forward, if there's someone looking right now, they're like, man, I'm a veteran, but I want to get my disability. I don't know what to do. What is some advice you do to them? What advice would you give to the veterans that haven't applied for their disability, but they should?
Go ahead and apply. And if you don't want to apply, give us a call, 202-996-2550. And you can visit our website, mydisabilityexperts.com. There you can complete a questionnaire, 4 or 5 questions to see if you qualify. And then you can just go from there and we'll be more than happy to assist you and file that application, take that burden off for you, make sure those documents are completed properly and go from there. But definitely you don't want to leave any money on the table. If those benefits are out there, you deserve them. You've worked hard for them. Get your benefits that you deserve now that you no longer can work.
For real. Listen to me, veterans, bruh. Get that money. Don't leave no money on the table. Your back hurt, your head hurt, you still hear ringing in your ears. I know it all. I promise you. And you acting like nothing is wrong. Yes, it is. You falling apart and you need some help. So get the help, you know. I like that you're doing this because so many people have questions about disability. So you gave the information where they can find you. Do you have a social media or do the website have a social media that they actually can be a part of and dive more into the community?
We are on Instagram and there's one more. I can't think of the other one right now. I apologize. But if you just if you Google mydisabilityexperts.com, all of the platforms that we're associated with, it's under the same umbrella.
Okay. And what if they just type in Pinnacle Disability
Services?
If they type in Pinnacle,
it'll pop up as well. Yep.
Okay.
My Disability Experts, Pinnacle Disability, or the telephone number, which is 202-996-2550.
Call Tyrone.
Give me a call. Yes.
That's all
you have nothing to lose at that point. You have nothing to lose. And if it's just for a consultation, they're free as well. And I'll like to say, I'll make sure that you're heading in the right direction once you make that phone call.
Man, this was dope. I told y'all, my favorite cousin is my favorite cousin. I told y'all. All right, this doesn't mean that I don't have other favorite cousins. So don't y'all be over here calling me after
you know they will.
I know they gonna do it. Don't call me and say I thought I was your favorite cousin. You are. But this is one of my favorite cousins. You know, shout out to the favorite cousin 254, Malachi the Great and Honcho. I thought it was great that they had that bun. So when I got the opportunity, I'm like,
yes. Absolutely.
Let's do it. You know, I love it. Family come together and, you know, networking. Right. But I think everybody that has a disability, if you haven't applied already, or if you having issues applying, or you've been holding it for a minute and it's just not going nowhere, call Pinnacle Disability Service. I promise you it's going to take a lot off your plate. Okay? Yeah. They got you, man. Mm-hmm. Thank you, man. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. It's been such a pleasure. You made it so much fun. You're a great host.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You definitely took the edge off.
Thank you, because I didn't have the easiest time. I want y'all to know that my camera went out multiple times on me. You know what I'm saying? So
you made it work. You made it look easy.
I made it work. All right?
Yes,
every episode teaches me, but that's life. Like you said, you got to keep continuing to learn.
Yep.
Right. So nobody told y'all today, tomorrow, yesterday, that they love you, bruh. I love you. Okay.
We love you too.
We love you. MySherri loves you. Shar from the P.E.G Podcast love you. And if I gotta keep telling you that, just replay that thing. If you didn't hear something, replay that thing.
Yeah.
Friend. And even if you have been through your disability and you feel like, you know, I just gotta let it go. Hey, rewatch this and call now. Call. Yes. Get that free consultation, man. And I'm out of here. All right, we'll see y'all next time here.
Thank you.
The P.E.G Podcast. Let's go. Thank you.